Yes, it's that time. James Creedon's here with Media Watch, which always makes me smile anyway. James, we're starting with the debate about gay marriage, which of course is a very heated debate here in France. One of the slight moves on this one now is whether or not this should be discussed by school children, something that some parents are angry about and others are more open to it.
Now, there was a video that was doing the rounds yesterday in particular, which kind of brought the spotlight to this issue, and it's kind of come back into the media again today. The women's rights minister, Najat Vallaud-Belkacem, she spoke to a school in front of a group of school students back in October. This video has just come to the light of the media now, and she said that the gay marriage bill currently being examined was a progress for society. Now, I actually, I couldn't understand why there was so much controversy about this, because I thought, look, this is a government bill. Of course, she's going to defend what is a government initiative, but you see, the whole thing in France is state school. It's not meant to be a battleground for these sort of issues, according to the government line in any case, or the state line. But the thing is, this embarrassed the government quite a lot, because there she is speaking out in favour of gay marriage and gay adoption rights. But just last week, if we have a look online, there was the education minister who said Catholic schools cannot be used to argue against this initiative. So I suppose what's good for the goose is not good for the gander, or whatever.
Sauce for the goose is not sauce for the gander, or something like that. It's one of these things, though, in France, that although they do blurt on about liberty and sort of freedom of speech, it's one of the countries where they do that, but at the same token, they'll turn around and say, well, you can't talk about that in public. You can't talk about that in public. You can't wear that. You can't wear this.
Not in the schools.
You can't hide your face in public. You can't do this. It's one of the strange things about this country.
Absolutely. And indeed, today, what brought this back into the public, into the media limelight, was this letter, and I think we have a photo of it. It was sent out to all parents in a Catholic school, along with their grades, and it was arguing against the whole notion of gay marriage. And so, they got a lot of criticism about that. It's like, hold on a minute, this is nothing to do with the school system, and Catholic schools need to stay out of a debate that is actually at a government level.
France is predominantly a Catholic country, but in terms of everything to do with public life, religion is meant to be separated completely from it. So this, of course, is contravening what is one of the basic fundamentals of French society.
That's it. And the reason this is in the spotlight at the moment is there's a huge march against that gay marriage bill this Sunday, and there's going to be another march on the 27th of January in favour, which is exactly what we saw just before Christmas. One huge march in favour and one huge march against. I don't think anyone anticipated this much division in French society over this question.
OK, so you'd expect, let's move on, the far right to be against gay marriage, being ultra-conservative, etc., etc. But I understand there are divisions within the far right.
That's right. Now, the La Minute, which is a far-right magazine, not to be confused with the Front National Party, but they are often in line with the Front National Party. They came out with this front cover recently saying, they're everywhere. Ils s'introduisent partout, with the particularly stereotypical photo there on the left. Now, what they were talking about was actually the Front National. They're saying the Front National has a problem with the gay issue. What is that problem? Well, apparently, Marine Le Pen has a kind of an inner circle in the Front National Party, which includes quite a few gay men. Now, they aren't all publicly declaring that, but the thing is, she's not going to be at this big march against gay marriage on Sunday, even though the party is against the bill. Instead, the vice president is going to be sent. That's her partner as well, a guy called Louis Alliot. They're partners, and he's also the vice president of the party. So a lot of people are saying the Front National even seems to be divided on this issue. Les Inrecuptibles, one specialist of the far right, a historian, said she is like Dalida. She's who is actually a gay icon. She's surrounded by all these gay men, and what they're trying to do is divide her from the base of the party, the base electorate, who would generally be traditionalists and not in favour of this issue.
Just to explain, Dalida is a former French cabaret singer, I suppose, who was very famous in the 60s and 70s, and I think had a dalliance with François Mitterrand, former president. But there you go. But as you correctly say, she's a gay icon.
That's right, and Marine Le Pen would rather not be identified as such.
Indeed. Okay, 50 Shades of Grey, the big book that is sold everywhere. It's a bit naughty, a bit rude. It is a bestseller. The French culture minister has been seen having leafed through it.
All right, let's take a look.
Did she like it, I wonder?
The French culture minister, she said that she didn't find it seductive. They were her words. I think she was a bit tongue-in-cheek. Now, this is an extract from Le Grand Journal. What is happening here is she is being read an extract from a book she wrote in 2006 called A Man in the Pocket. which is full of salacious details and all sorts of 50 Shades of Grey-like moments. So this is the French culture minister being read a kind of an erotic extract from the book she wrote, and also later on admitting that she has actually read 50 Shades of Grey. You know you're in France when you see television like that.
The culture minister writing, how should we call it, racy prose. James, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Mark.
James Creedon with Media Watch.